welcome back. We are back for another commentary. Another fantastic day we have here. We are back with the Turbo commentaries in Mafia Universe. We are here with a 10-player Vigi game. This is a new one we have had, and obviously this is a 2 wolf, one Vigi. There's only 2 shot now and 7 VTs. And here we go, right? We got a great player list here. We got Benny, Cirque, Drake Marshall, Rem, Hyena, Elway, Not Artsy, Tiger Woods, aka Brad, Triscar, and Zarkevo. And it's got to see the good Zarako back. I believe Nippleman is his name. And here we go, Rem. We did a chat. We are back. Town exists. Hold up, why are there only 2 shots? And see, Elway already also shocked by the 2 shots, right? So when he hadn't played in a while, you know that Vigi used to be unlimited shots, right? Now with the 2 shot, it kind of changes things a little bit, right? Because you don't have that luxury in the F4, right? If you miss, that you have 2 shots, right? So you have to be very careful here. And there's no sleep strat, right? We talked about that sleep strat that Rabbit used to have, and you would be able to kind of sleep and have the Vigi shoot, but that's no longer possible with 2 shots. Zaraka says, I have no idea how to turbo anymore, and it's midnight, and I'm drunk. This will surely not backfire. I have a feeling this is a town right here, but we shall see. Has there always been to an Elway so stuck on the setup? It is crazy. And Triscar saying, why would there be more than 2 shots? I'm feeling Mr. Krabs. And Rem already, a lot of excitement from Rem. You know, regardless of their alignment, they're feeling really excited. They're happy to be here, and it's great to see that, right? When you see these Mafia games, it's great seeing people excited to play the game. Not only just, playing the game, but having some passion behind it, and we like to see that. Zarako says, I don't recognize anyone except Elway and Triscar. Wow, he doesn't recognize Rem? That is messed up. 2-shot vigilante? What is his trash? So everyone already kind of against the 2-shot, it seems like. Everyone's so used to the olden days. And here we go, we're ready with the vote. Drake Marshall on Cirque. And here we go, Rem, you forgot about me. And exactly, Rem just punished Zarako there right on his tail. Could not believe that she was forgotten. And wow. And here we go, right? Now, Hyena coming in. This always happens to me after I take a break from turbos. Rem feeling depressed. Now, all of a sudden, the balance changed, right? Rem was excited, now depressed. What is going on? Brad comes in the thread. Wait, there are more than 2 women in this game, and all of a sudden, he's super excited. What is he going to do with all the women here? And exactly, what am I supposed to do here? And Drake Marshall, maybe it's a double barrel kind of weapon. Elway already doing the solving the mechanics, and I think this is kind of talent from Elway, right? Like, obviously, like, being stuck up on the mechanics, we talk about being wolfy, but to me, in a turbo, Elway usually as Mafia is not really focused on this type of thing, and this kind of seems more of a concentrated thing that she's doing as Town, where she saw something she disliked, she was taken off by it, and now all of a sudden she's solving around it. Not solving, but she's focused and trying to build a game plan on how to win a play around it. It doesn't seem like it's coming from Mafia mindset. So I would kind of lean Elway Town right now. Shocking that women exist on the internet. I know what is going on. Triscar also feels kind of towny. They don't feel too scummy, at least with their posting. So we'll see how this goes. Brem says die probably. Zarfaka says, I don't know who you are. Wow, that is the disrespect. I know if Vitch lasts until L4, they get pretty much to decide on 2 different kills they eat and shot if they're wrong. Yeah, so I mean that was the main thing, but obviously that requires a long lasting of survival, and also cross it can be a thing, right? The Mafia and the Vig can cross shots, right? So that is in the world where the Vig is alive and Town or the Vig and the Mafia were both shooting their own targets for 2 nights, right? So it could happen, but it's also somewhat rare, right? So it requires a multitude of things to occur there. And we're looking at the DVC. We got no one in the DVC now. I mean, we just have a couple of people, but we're chilling, we're vibing, so it's just us here. Elway is Dr. Zivago, and Alt, I forget, yeah, he is indeed Nippleman, and Elway just starting to get her grasp on the game. Triscar, maybe they changed the display of the role for clarity. No, it's never like that. Hyena, I think, recent change, yep. Oh, here we go with the anime gifts, or anime picks. I recognize Brad, lead me, sweet prince. Yeah, so Zarako feels Town. I think this game is probably going to be pretty easy. Yeah, probably Cirque. This is probably a Mafia right here. I mean, my eyes is blinding, right? Your eyes are blinding from that red roll PM, huh? And here we go, Brad. I don't have it in me. And Brad is also feeling pretty mellow. And now the posts are coming in, right? It's a little bit of a slower game, but let's see how this is going. Drake Marshall came in, made 1 vote, 2 on Cirque, and it kind of disappeared. So I kind of like always push on there, and this is pretty good so far. Elway continuing the push up, Frozen. Hyena, hello, Hyena there, and start calling Elway Town, and Drake Marshall not going on Zavako. This is the way. Is it indeed the way? We shall see. And then Hyena is now biting. Drake Marshall, Hyena kind of scummy. Oh, no, Hyena went on Drake Marshall. Ah, okay, I thought they went on Zavako. Still, kind of weird. Triscar says, huh, aight. Yep. And as a bad could be town already thinking always town. I had the same kind of feeling too, and Cirque kind of feeling. Is this serious? Yes. I actually okay. That was actually a good call from Cirque because I was kind of taken off by Hyena's vote there. I thought it was on Zarvak at the time, but even then, the way they did the vote was just kind of weird. Yeah, it was turned off because the site keeps lagging hard. Yeah, no more infinite scroll for those people that used to use that all the time. They're gonna have to, new ways, find more ways to maneuver through the posts. And here we go, Rem no, and yep, 20 posts behind. Exactly right. This is kind of a funny comment from Brad here. Like Elway's like 20 episodes behind. Oh, I was thinking he was talking about posts behind. Never mind. That's irrelevant then. I'm crying. I need my infinite scroll plus 5. Previous per turbo. Yep, and then poking Benny. And where's Benny, right? Benny was in this game and is just gone. Nowhere to be found. Tiger Woods, don't bite frozen thing. Your teeth will be sensitive to things. Oh, okay. He's calling her a wolf. Usually the wolf have the teeth. And if the froze and breaks. Rem, I'll call Benny Town for raisins. Triscard Town, Hyena Town. Oh, this is not good, Rem, though, right? I mean, Benny, he's Rand, right? But a hyena, that's a stretch. I don't like that. And here we go, Cirque. Interesting to say when more than half the votes have been on you. I mean, this is also whatever Burger, like, what is this supposed to say? It's interesting, but this is not, no analysis, nothing. Pretty slowish game so far, right? We talk about the post. I mean, we're only 2 pages in, and this is a turbo, and the timer isn't even shown yet, but it just feels like the game hasn't been moving at that pace that we are accustomed to, and it's been somewhat mellow so far. And Brad, swearing. On par, and here we go, 2 new posts coming in. About 7 minutes left in the day. Fixated on Drake much because this just ain't true. And yeah, that beef between Kendrick and Drake was crazy. Zarako Triscar is always someone I end up substing and often wrong, so not sure there. My hot take is I'm not feeling like anyone is hunting. I'm not really either, but I'm trying to. And see, this is kind of a towny comment, this one here, but there's self-realization of it too. I mean, I don't know, that was kind of weird, but... Oh, no, Drake Marshall going on to Brad now laying down the hammer, and now Hyena going into Triscar. Wow, and here we go. Right now, it's a back and forth going on here, potentially. I mean, I assumed it was replying to my post. I like how this is phrased because it implies that other people also think I'm tiring of Brad just a personal saving. That's kind of weird. Is she in her town range? She's in the driving range, currently working on her 3 iron game. Brad being kind of funny here. You like those type of meshes with, jokes from other circumstances and bring them into Mafia and kind of meshing the two together. You kind of like to see that. So golf and Mafia. And here we go, Zarvako. I ain't seeing it. I legit didn't think she left shit post range. But that's not indicative, so let's see. Jake Marshall being fixated on Drake is only natural. I am too fixated on Drake. Oh my god. More squints. And Triscar kind of squints got Hyena. And could we have a potential Hyena versus a unicorn battle? We like to see that, right? We got the battle of the horses right here. Is this going to be a thing? Oh, and Tiger Woods not tolerating Hyena too. I don't get this. A lot of people tend to tolerate Hyena when she is indeed Mafia. Now we got the timer up here. Things are getting more close to the wire. 5 minutes and 47 seconds and counting. Which part are you questioning? I want to see if you're mind melding with me. Now this already feels like a scummy thing from Hyena. This feels like a potential pocketing thing. And it is just so crazy because you're the one voting Hyena voting Triscar, and it just feels really weird. Also, no Artsy poke, right? No Artsy not here, Benny not here. This is like an 8 player out of 10 game. That's why it feels less than we are accustomed to in a turbo. This is more like a slow bro. Why you squint at being Town Red and Wilfred? What do you want? Tell me something. I'm giving up on you. I'm giving up on you. It's 5 minutes and 10 seconds left till day 1. Brad and Tiger also feels kind of meh, but lack of town reads. I'm almost certainly sheeping someone. Yeah, so Zarako is for sure town. I don't know who you're going to sheep, though, buddy. There's not really a main leader this game, and everyone is just kind of doing their own thing. There's not enough on the table, and here is Benny coming in on, and followed by Artsy, and they're now in the thread. They're both players here. Everyone is here, and now everyone's here, and this is going to be a lot of fun going on. Benny says found the visual, and that is kind of a good read in the beginning, but it is to be determined if this is a Mafia mindset already by Benny. But let's see how this goes. Vibes and stuff. Is it kind of interesting that Benny's first focus is on the PR and not the town core? Let's see how this goes. Oh, Cirque says they are an alt. Yeah, they are supposedly from the 5 Up community. How odd is that? I know Artsy already doesn't want Circle to get voted, and then this is an odd turn of events, right? I mean, not Artsy just came in as already hard defending Zerk, and when you look at the votes, it's just 2-1, so it's just crazy defense. It's kind of weird. Drake probably down too. I don't really have a read on Drake, but man, good reading both. Yeah, okay, good. So Benny is probably town. This is a towny comment, and it is a pro town thing as well because I do like LA and Brad. So we'll see how this goes. I don't like Brad as much, but I do like LA. Hyena is Mafia in my opinion, so let's see what they get there. Kind of what I was feeling as well, to be honest, after my last post. And Zarvaco on Cirque, and after what last post? The latter. What you got doing with that? I ain't voting her, so it probably isn't the form. Well, I guess I'm asking if she's actually scummy or if she just hasn't left her scum range. The latter. What you gonna do with that? I ain't voting her, so it probably isn't the former. Interesting. I mean, they probably just felt like they were asking mindless questions, I'd assume, is from Zorvaco's perspective, and Cirque going into circular for having circular posts. Do people not know I'm the guy who gets day one every game when people don't know me? Smile. And this already kind of gives off Calypso vibes, right? You look at this PFP, this like is a Calypso PFP, and maybe Tepic. I don't think it is Tepic, but considering they said 5 up, I think that is this is indeed Calypso. So we shall see. Circle, are you a relevant alt? Like, is saying you're an alt relevant at all, since you seem to not know me based on your content? Elway, that is a really tiny point, right? You just saying you're an alt isn't, it's going to help the game say, right? These players don't know you, even if you just claim you're an alt. Offer an alternative. That is a pretty funny joke. Pretty ironic because they're an alt. Oh wait, no, ours is not an alt. I'm blind. I thought that was in response to Cirque. And Benny, I like this actually from Benny. Drake Marshall. So my POE right now, if I'm looking at this game, if I'm here, my POE is something like no Artsy, Drake Marshall, maybe Cirque, and Hyena. I think those 4 probably contain the Mafia. Wow, no Artsy on Hyena. This is pretty interesting. I'm not vetoing a Cirque. Yeah. Matt, I've played with you. Triscar looks fine. Oh, so Cirque has played with Elway. No, they could still be Calypso. Artsy ISO is kind of lacking, but they did way more as Wolf last game, so I'd be inclined to give them a pass. Oh, okay. Well, if they're Wolf, they're a TMI Wolf. That's the feeling here. Just more willing to vote Artsy than Circle unless things happen. And here we go, man. I'm yawning. This is tiring. I'm trying to think who else is 5 up. I really don't remember. I'm not a known player. The only thing I'm known for is getting miseliminated. And that's interesting, though, because I would say this could be Tepic, but their posting style does not fit Tepic's posting style. That is for sure. Rem, not sorry, Elway, Zarvaco is what I'm looking at. Wow, this is... I mean, besides not Artsy, this is really... I mean, this might be Towny from Rem. Like, they're focusing on Elway and Zarvaco, 2 players. I mean, Elway's majority Town, but Zarvaco is someone that is kind of Towny, and I think they were on them because they were not recognized by them, probably. But this is the type of thing where we see Rem usually tend to have one contrarian read on Elway, and then obviously one good Deep Wolf potential on not Artsy. So I want to say Hoi Rem is Town, but we shall see. That's just kind of a gut feeling based off the threat thing. Yeah, for Wolves, obviously. Hoi V if that's a PoE, to be honest. Hoi V if that's a... Oh, so I was calling Rem V to prevent them from getting in the PoE. And here we go. And Drake Marshall just scum claiming, voting Brad. Are you kidding me? And Brad saying I'm starting at LA and she's down, and Brad again going back to square one. I don't know what's going on. Brad is kind of null for me, but not as scummy as other people I mentioned prior. Hyena is a PoE, and I think she's getting avoided. And here we go, right? 45 seconds and less. Benny, I think Elway's probably be rich check ISO. Artsy could be, I guess, and there you go. That's a good read on Artsy, and that's why I like Rem, right? Because Rem on Artsy, I think Artsy's a potential wolf. So it could definitely be a wolf based off a little ISO. That's on Drake. So Benny onto Drake, Brad LA. So this is actually good core. I do like that generally. Speaking, and here we go, right? 25 seconds left. What are the wagons looking like right now? It's a 2-2 Cirque and Drake Marshall. Probably max 1 Mafia in there because Zerk, Drake, Marshall probably not with each other based at the beginning of the game. Here we go, 15 seconds left. Drake won't be filming for the Brad Tails, but his voting of Zerk is interesting. So it said Drake probably down. Was that Elway? And all of a sudden, here we go. Zerk soft pressing onto Drake Marshall and Benny onto Zarvaco. This is the huge change of edge. Benny onto Drake Marshall, making it tied 3v3. Are we going to have a round here? We are. And 1 post. And it is caught on the Drake Marshall. No, Drake Marshall had 3 votes and he is gone out of the ballpark. Wow. And Drake Marshall is gone and is Mafia. That is massive. huge, right? And Elway Town because of the call up there. And Drake Marshall, Brad is also Town, and Drake Marshall, Benny is also Town. Cirque is probably Town, as you mentioned before, the interaction between Cirque and Drake Marshall that had early and how Drake Marshall kind of maneuvered around it. I want to say Hyena is probably the last wolf. You could also argue that Zorvaco probably. Hyena, in fact, didn't vote to save Drake Marshall despite having them Town. In fact, Hyena was on to Triscar. So we could potentially see, if I'm here, I would probably move Zorvaco back down just based off looking at the wagons here. So Zorvaco, Hyena, and potentially not Artsy. That would be my POE right now, and I kind of like that. I think that is a good POE. I think Hyena, Zorvaco, and not Artsy. That probably POE of three contains the last Mafia. So yeah, and that's a massive what happened, right? We saw Benny. We were 2-2 here, and Benny makes a huge play just voting onto Drake Marshall there. That's a great play by Benny, right? Recognizing where your townmates are voting, right? I mean, he saw Elway onto Cirque. He also saw Tiger Woods and Cirque, who he didn't necessarily feel was scummy. And so he went, okay, I'm not going to go where Zarvaco's voting. I want to go with where my towns are going and on someone like Drake Marshall, who he was a little suspect on. So that ultimately led him to go there, and that was a huge play by Benny. Coming in clutch, as always, masterful plays. Got on Drake Marshall. And that is indeed a Manny Wolf kill. Another Vidge, right? There's a Vidge out there too, right? So we're going to potentially see two shots. I doubt we'll see a cross, given the Mafia dying day one. So I don't think Town and Vidge, I don't think Vidge and Mafia are going to cross up to the same target. So we could potentially see a game ending in night one. And that is only possible in a Vidge or a Jote setup because of the mechanics of a Vidgie. So huge, and kind of want to vote Zark for vetoing an Elway tirade and voting me afterwards when I just want a clarification. Yeah, Cirque, I mean, as mentioned before, I think Cirque is probably Town. I think their reevaluation, or not reevaluation, but I think, their interactions with Drake Marshall and what Drake Marshall did in the beginning with that naked vote and just kind of left afterwards, not much attached to it afterward, is probably indicative of just Scum trying to vote on Towns, right? They even voted Brad afterwards. And so this is a huge, right? I think, mentioned before, and I'll say it again, I think the Mafia lie in Zarvaco, Hyena, and not Artsy. I think if it's outside there, then GG well played, but I think this game should be over within that. If I had to pick the Mafia in there, I could see Zarvaco, but in my opinion, I think Zarvaco also was sheeping Elway, and that's where he was deciding. I don't know if necessarily he was voting against Drake to protect, so I would go with Hyena. That is where my gut would say. Not Artsy is also possible because of the Cirque defense, and I don't know how much they saw, right? So we talk about the TMI aspect and what they actually knew versus what they should have. That is a suspect there potentially. But looking good, right? I mean, Town playing fantastic. They're controlling the game, right? They're having good cohesion. Talk about Elway, Benny, Brad, right? And even some others in there. If you want to talk about Zarvaco, if he's potentially Town voting with Elway, right? And the others just kind of following suit. I think this is a tremendous example of how Town should play games and how synergy works, right? So when Town are on the same page, they're aligned, right? Even though they're uninformed, they become a huge threat to the Mafia because you can't break that bond. And if that bond is a pure Town, good luck. They're just going to come steamrolling for you and finding you. And isn't this game over? We'll find out. What is it, 2? The game is not over. And Zarvaco died. He is a villager, so our initial suspicions were correct. And Elway was probably the Mafia KP. And this is huge, right? Because now you have the Vidge going into night 2, so they have another 2 shots basically, right? I mean, you have the day and then you have the night as well. I don't think Vigi has to claim unless they're in the POE. So I mentioned before, talking about Zarvaco was the lesson or POE, so I would look at Hyena and then not Artsy. That would be kind of my bang play right now. And if it's an F4, then pending the Vigi claim and stuff like that, you have to evaluate. But if it is an F4, man, I mean, it would have to be between Rem or Triscar, right? But I just don't think so. I think in that world it would have to be Rem, but I don't think so. I think Rem is just Town. But that's 2 people that were on my POE that I was going to post for today. And this already feels kind of scummy because why would Elway even be in your POE? And that just seems like a fake comment when you see two Towns that Circle and RC should be looked at today. It's interesting that Benny actually wants to look at Cirque. I thought Cirque was pretty V, but I mean, more specifically not with Drake, but so the interactions. I think Tris probably will wait for input from Brad. Yes, I think Tris is also probably V. That's probably stuff. I'm just gonna call 2 Jake voters Town, Brad Cirque Benny. It comes out to leaning, turning all 3, adding all to. So I mean, this makes sense. I mean, from their PoE potentially, obviously Rem does like based on what they had yesterday. PoE of Triskar Hyena. I still don't think Triskar is Town. I mean, I don't think Triskar is Mafia, but took a melatonin. So Brad already did all the work he had to do, did half of it, and is already laying down there and just enjoying himself. And we have Johnny and Elway in the DVC. Johnny is sleepy, 80% of a shot by Vich, and he's definitely shot by Vich. Elway was never shot. Yeah. So I mean, it's never the case that the Mafia had shot Zarvaco, and then Vich shot Elway. Elway was pretty town red, and huge. They're both in the DVC. They don't really have reads right now. And yeah, Zarvaco even admitted he didn't think it was a horrible shot. And sometimes when you're on the counter wagon, and if you're not getting town red, you're gonna end up being the shot, right? And that's kind of what happened there. Most likely with Zarvaco. And so I think there's a good chance that Cirque might be Vich potentially, but at the same time, I think it could likely be Benny. He did call out always a Vich, so I think it's a weird post that Benny made if he is the Vich. He's saying this person is Vichy, but Benny loves to do fake stuff sometimes. So, Brad, what's your read on Tris? And Benny's really interested in Tris. I think he just wants to cement the V read there to make himself feel comfortable. By the way, with the POA presented, I never make any of these kills. And yeah, I mean, I do agree with Rem, right? We talk about Rem. They're a type of player that they are really good at finding deep wolves, but for some reason they tend to scum read the town or the consensus town, so they have that contrarian read. Elway was one of them, and again, that was demonstrated there at day one, which we highlighted, right? So, and they even had Tiger Woods as well, and Brad. So it was kind of crazy. Could still be not artsy, right? And I think that's good for Rem. I think pushing not artsy, that is deep wolf that you're going for Rem. That is a push you want to go for, and I believe that one will be the one that would stand out. We're gonna see in the DVC if they want to join us. Let's see if Elway or Johnny will join. And Elway thinks that it's between Circle and Drake. And hello, Johnny. Welcome. Good to have you here. We're just, having fun commentating about the game. This is also being recorded. Unfortunately, not doing a screen share or anything like that in the Discord because of lagging reasons. But here we are, right? Day 2. Mafia did day 1. Humongous plays, right? Because now you talk about the counter-wagon, both did, right? Elway probably killed by Mafia. You were probably shot by Vidge. And there's a pretty good PoE to work from, right? When we're looking at the PoE, I'm thinking something like Hyena and Artsy, and that should probably end it. If it is not within Hyena and Artsy, then it is a long shot of potentially Cirque, although I think they're probably town based off the interaction with Drake. So it'll be interesting to see. But I would believe that the PoE is within Hyena and not Artsy. Yeah.
I don't know if 163 is Cersei derping or not.
Derping in what sense?
How do you... I'm pretty sure 163 is a response to Triskar's 161.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you not get Zarvaco? I'm dead.
Oh, yeah, because they had... Well, but see, I don't know if that's so much of a derp, right? Because I think given that you were likely Vigied, I don't know how much of it... Because Mafia, sometimes they might not pay attention to the external kills, right? But...
Oh, you're saying it could be a derp, but it could be a derp because it's Mafia.
Because it's Mafia, yeah.
Shoot me.
Exactly.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I don't think it's as indicative, right? I mean, as I mentioned, I did think the early posting from Drake, kind of like pushing onto the circle and like doing nothing after that, like it felt kind of not partnery-ish. But also now I'm confused by Cirque voting Brad, and this is a really crazy turn of events. And all of a sudden, right? I think Hyena is just probably a wolf that's just getting avoided for some reason and really kind of time Drake at the end, right? We talk about Hyena's end of day 1. They didn't vote to save them, but they did town read them in a way that was trying to deflect suspicion off them. And I don't think Hyena's getting enough credit as they should be. And Cirque voting Tiger Woods is absolutely insane right now. And we talk about Rem and Benny both kind of pushing back on the Brad vote now. And then Cirque says, I see. I thought they were paired with Drake. And this is so interesting, right? Because if Cirque claims they're an alt, they would have played with Brad theoretically, and so they would know Brad's bussing tendencies he has a no bus meta, and so from my perspective, this is just really odd from Cirque what we're seeing here right now. I am shocked if they indeed play with Brad. That shouldn't have been their vote. Benny going to not artsy, I do like that vote as well. As you mentioned before, not artsy and Hyena, those are the two that I would look at. You kill one, Vidge the other. That probably is the game. Not artsy going to Hyena. Okay, I repeat vote and go against my own PoE order, and all of a sudden not artsy going just blast on Hyena. Crazy. And Trisker says, yeah, Brad's had that for like a year more. Cirque, be honest. Did you choose? Oh, and Cirque mentioned here when they voted, Brad. They said, "Be honest. Did you choose this name to make it harder for people to vote you?" It is just so crazy. I'm just so confused. Okay, so Cirque claims they don't know Brad. This Calypso, I think Cirque is Calypso, by the way, based off the PFP and their committee with 5 up. But here we go. Benny says Drake probably just voted Town the entire game, right? So that again, good stuff from Benny here, right? We like to see Benny getting involved, getting interactive with the thread. Good town cohesion with Elway Brad that we saw day one, and good stuff pushing Circle, right? Looking back at the thread, looking back at the spew. That is why Benny is commanding the game right now, doing a tremendous job of it. I get decent vibes from Tris. I need a bit of a blind spot, but I think they voted Drake at some point. No, actually, Benny, they voted Drake, but then they touted Drake when it mattered most, right? So, I mean, gotta relook at that. I kind of want a lazy kill Artsy. Yeah, so I mean, Artsy is also a fine kill. Well, issues that I had with Artsy is they came in immediately. Oh, and Artsy just, whoa, 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 whoa. And they ended a match, a quick match. What just happened? What did we just witness? Oh my god. Not
Let's see if it's
Artsy.
a big shot.
And it is so crazy because Not Artsy got quick match, and of course their flavor was Insomnia that got quick match. That is insane. That, wow. And Hyena, right? Sure, I touted Artsy for the opening, but I haven't really done anything since voted. And then Circle. So I think that when we're looking at the timestamps, right? This was at 27. This one was at, or sorry, that was a 40. Oh, 52. So there was a 12-second difference between Hyenas and Cirque's pose. Now, whether or not they knew the actual wagon at the time, I'm not too sure because Rem, Hyena, and Cirque kind of voted somewhat quickly. So you don't know the wagon composition, but damn, that is crazy. I would just shoot Hyena here, and if it's not Hyena, then yeah, good look in the F4. I really don't know, but the Vigi hopefully is within the non-town core, right? Because that would be nice to kind of get that free town pass. Zarvako, what are you thinking right now, man? I know you kind of had empty no thoughts originally, but what are you thinking now from this being in the spectators?
um, Cersei's a done. Cersei's kind of got that PR read to me, so I feel like Cersei's either the wolf or the Vig, and I
The
think ill lies on the same path as me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like they feel not vanilla.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
put it that way.
and Zarvako, I think if you were shot, right, I think Cersei would be potentially one person to shoot you, but it is odd with their comment, right? They mentioned, how did you get to not Zarvako? But potentially I could have been misinterpreting that post in terms of, because they were responding to Trisk when Trisk said not Zarvako, so I could imagine they were questioning why they said not Zarvako. But I do think Zerk, if Vig, did have a decent chance of shooting you, which would make sense, right? Based off they were scum rating you from your supposed Omgus, or they mentioned it was more of an Omgus read on you, so potentially that's what we see. We have Elway in the chat saying he tied wagons and there's no reason to do that. The question is, why vote Bradler when you could go elsewhere? But if Cirque is not a wolf, then he killed himself for nothing, right? So Elway is mentioning here that Cirque kind of played against his win con if he's Mafia because there's no reason to do what he did, especially when he wasn't getting as much pressure and no reason to hammer there, right? But as we mentioned before, I think the hammer just coincidentally happened, right? These 3 votes happened back to back to back, Rem, Hyena, and Cirque. But I would go into Hyena. I think Hyena is a good kill. I think Artsy says, Artsy didn't really have a PO incoming, and they think, Artsy thinks Cirque is Vig, so they're leaning, I think, Hyena based off the previous vote. The night is ending with 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Will the game end? Yes or no? The Vig has it. Potentially game on their hands, game on the line. The game is not over. And Benny shot Rem. Are you kidding me, Benny? Oh my god. Why?
Oh shit.
And Benny shot Rem, who he was somewhat V reading. Now I don't
Oh,
know.
is Hugh Ren?
Yeah, Hugh is Rem, and that's why Johnny, when you
Oh
had mentioned,
shit! Now I know why
yeah,
now I know why she's mad. She's like,
exactly,
you don't know who I was. Like, I
ex-
didn't know you were Rem.
exactly, Johnny. That's why I was so surprised because I actually talked about this early in the game when Hoy Hoy had voted against you, and you mentioned, "Oh, I don't know Rem." I'm like, "Wow, Johnny, the disrespect. He forgot who Rem was." So, but this is so crazy, and now we have Benny and Rem in here in the chat. Rem says, "I'm a better wolf in people's minds." Oh my god. He should know I wouldn't. Benny, did you shoot me as Vid? Yeah, Benny said no. Obviously, Benny shot Zarvako. That also made sense because Benny was scumrating Zarvako. So I mean, here this is kind of like an F3, right? I mean, if I'm in this F4, I'm kind of not sleeping here, right? Because Brad is gonna die here, so I'm just kind of treating this as an F3 right now. No reason to sleep here. If you're Brad, you need to basically make the kill and go from there. Hyena voting sleep, I'm just so confused. Look, I think it's just Hyena. I think Benny unfortunately shot on Rem. I don't know why actually he shot Rem. I know he mentioned Hyena was a blind spot, so maybe he wasn't as focused there, but I just think Hyena makes the most sense as Wolf. Um, yeah, I think you just go from there. We have Drake Marshall, but what if I told you? So he's the Wolf. He hasn't really said much. Elway saying, I'd say that's why I'm dead because I'm the only one who thought you guys were paired. So Elway was pushing Cirque and Drake Marshall. So Elway's basically saying that she believes it's Cirque. There's a good chance Cirque could also die, right? Because they had done that hammer, so it puts more pressure on them than it should have. Benny claimed by pointing out Elway's post about the Vig being 2 shots. Benny claimed by pointing. So Heine thinks. Oh, so Heine has essentially claimed that they felt Benny was Vig, but Benny never died. So it could be a good potential thing for Heine, but we shall see. I mean, people are saying sleep is correct here, and normally I would say sleep is correct, but I just don't know if it's a correct play, right? I mean, you're going into an F3 expecting Brad to die. And look, in 80% of worlds, if you're not dealing with someone like Brad, you would probably go to sleep because you want to just make sure they die. But Brad has a no bus meta. He's I just don't like this. He's more than likely to die, and I think they could have done more here with Brad potentially helping out and giving his final thoughts, and even potentially leading the kill here, because Brad, has that clutch factor at times, right? And he can make the big plays when it counts. So I would like to see him there alive, but we shall see. We're gonna invite the other people here with Benny, Rem, and Elway if they want to be in the live chat. So damn, Johnny, this is a real interesting game now, right? I mean, a lot of things going on. What's going on, man? What are you thinking about? Who's probably gonna die, and what are you thinking about the last Wolf?
I'll be honest, I haven't been thinking much. I've just been giving Benny a lot of shit in this Spectator chat because fuck that guy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Hmm.
I still feel like it's Cersei. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why the hell he shot Rem. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
it's kind of
No, that
that's
shot.
left me scratching my head.
Yeah, that
I'm
shot
trying to.
did take me by surprise too. But to your point too, right? We talked about this before, right, Johnny? We mentioned that you feel that Cersei was either the Vig or the Mafia, and now with Benny being revealed Vig, potentially
Yeah,
opens the door, right?
if Benny's Vig, then yeah, I'm much more on Cersei. I was shocked that he shot Rem. You fucking shot me, and I'm mad. No, actually, I'm kidding. I I think it was an optimistic shot, to be honest,
Yeah.
but I would say it was like in the middle, so I don't think it
Eh,
was a horrible shot.
When here's the fun.
Ilway would have been a bad shot, but I think I was
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, here's the funny.
Oh shit! Benny can hear me. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realize he was the one that
Yeah,
joined.
Benny's the one that joined. That's why I thought you did that purpose. And here's the funny thing too, Soraka, right? You voted on Cersei. So if Cersei is Mafia, then in reality, you had a good day one, right? You had pushed them in reaction to their, your post or their quote on you about Elway, right? So if you were on Cersei, then it was good for you, right? But I do think sometimes on the counter wagons or whether or not it was I think Benny was independently scum rating you too, right? That's why it could lead to the shot. If obviously Cersei's Mafia, it's ball game is over. But I do think for me it's between Cersei and Hyena. I do think that there is a chance it could just be Hyena because I mean if they were Town, I just think they would play the game a little more differently. And I think their push onto Arte was bad day two. I think their interactions around Drake were bad day one, right? They actually ended up town raiding Drake and trying to deflect some suspicion off there, right? So we talked about what they did here.
Yeah,
In day one, if I
yeah,
pull up the
Benny.
post,
Yeah,
yeah, see,
it's so weird. Final four,
uh,
like, and the thing is, I don't like sleeping because I feel like Brad just dies here 99% of the
yeah,
time.
and exactly.
Trustcar, I can't. Trustcar, I couldn't read to save my life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Benny can read me very well, but to be fair, that's not
Yeah,
just Benny. That's most people who can't. But that's because I'm fucking.
you're the salt
I'm a
man.
very balanced. No, I'm a ridiculously balanced player. Like most,
Yeah.
like Brad's fucking polarized. That's why I think he dies 99% of the time because
Exactly right. And we talk about sleeping
I
there.
think
It's not a good.
yeah, because Brad was on the fucking wolf wagon day one. I think that was Benny's point from day two. Although I'll
Right.
let him speak for himself if he wants to.
Yeah.
But Brad voted a wolf. He doesn't bust as a wolf.
Exactly.
He's
Exactly.
polar.
And to your
I'm the
point,
opposite. I'm very balanced. So
yeah. Well, and to your point, right? That's why I was against sleeping there if you're Town. I mean, Brad's just going to die anyways, and you're going to have that F3 that you were going to technically have an F4, right? And we talk about here with 1 second, 0 seconds here, and is the expected kill going to happen? And it It is not.
If
It is
if it's
hyena.
Triscar, wouldn't shock me.
Oh my
Hi,
god.
what?
It is on hyena. What? So hyena West Town. That is a bizarre kill. It could just be Cirque
So
now. Uh,
I
I'm
initially
shocked.
I initially had my night kill on hyena,
right.
night 2.
Yeah, yeah.
But I changed that because I was pretty sure that they noticed. I was pretty sure they noticed my Vig claim
Right,
day
right,
one.
right. And that was something we did bring up recently or later on was that Hyena did mention they had you read Vigi, so if they had you read Vigi, you likely would have died night one instead of night two. But damn, what a bizarre change of games right
Oh,
here. And F they would
let's do a
start.
let's do a quick skim really quick of Tiger because the only reason I could if Brad's town, the only reason I could see him being left alive is because he's barking up the wrong tree.
Well, if he is barking up the wrong tree, I mean, he's tolerating Triscar supposedly, right? But Brad has good repertoire with Triscar. And Sergey, unfortunately, I spent most of the night trying to find that post Hyena mention. I am perplexed. And all of a sudden, guys, just like that, we have a game, right? Mafia dies day one. You think that's potentially just a wrap, but no, we're here in the F3. And shout out to the Mafia, whoever it is, surviving. Wow.
So
I'm
Brad could
thinking.
also be left alive just because the wolf doesn't know that he has that meta, right?
Right.
Like,
Would
which
Triscar
I
Triscar
think
would
with
know though,
Circa.
right? Because
Yeah, Triscar would
Triscar's
know.
played with,
Yeah.
so it'd be Circa if anything.
But it's an interesting point
I'm
too you
still
bring up,
hoping for
Benny.
the polarization where he cashes in his meta. I
Yeah,
always hope for that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I doubt it. I doubt it, but I hope.
Oh, it's kind of funny because Brad is asking for the cross.
Honestly, Benny, that was the same thing I was thinking. Was God, I hope this is the one game Brad decided to,
Oh my
take
god.
a. But I think that was your point day two, right? Was that Brad
Yeah.
voted a wolf? He doesn't bust,
Yeah. And,
therefore.
and especially when Brad is not in the mood either, right? Like he's not gonna go against his win con and also in a mellow state in the game, right? Like he wasn't like tryharding anything, so there's no reason for him to reduce his like objective or like go against his objective and then not like supposedly do more in the threat, right? He was just kind of, I guess you could say he was just chilling.
And yeah, I think he was just playing villagery. Besides
Yeah.
the vote,
Yeah.
which kind of locked him to me, I think he was just villagery.
And I was gonna talk to you about it too, Benny. Right? You read MV even before the vote, right? So it wasn't like Brad had voted a
Right.
mafia to get town cred. He was already getting town cred, right? And that's the things we talked about, right? When we talk about busing, you're busing to gain cred. If you already have the cred, there's no reason to bust, right? That's when we talk about unnecessary busing, bad suboptimal gameplay. That is the type of suboptimal gameplay we see sometimes with these unnecessary buses. And here we go, right? New post coming to Scar. I'm still not completely happy with Cirque ISO. On to Brad. And so I do think it's possible that at Cirque, there was one other thing I was going to mention too, is that Cirque was also told that Brad wasn't a busser. So it is odd that they would try to take this route if, like even if they're Mafia, they were told that Brad doesn't bust. So it's a risky play regardless. I voted Drake out and I'm very anti-bus. And Brad, if Brad is
Yep.
catching
He
in,
makes the official taps his resume
yeah,
post.
he's really he's sticking up to that right now. And here we go, a lot of things coming on in the chat, and all of a sudden Elway thinks it's Brad, so this is massive. Now Elway's all of a sudden switching up to Brad. He believes Brad is basically claiming Wolf. It makes me nervous that Air was spectating this. Oh my god, wait. Okay, wait. I actually think Shark might be town. It makes me nervous that Air is spectating this Lamau. I'm not completely ruling out a bus, and I don't like. Oh, wait, no, this is Silver Scepter. Cirque is Silver Scepter.
Wait, how did Cersei know you're spectating?
No,
Wait a minute.
because I claimed it in the turbo chat, but it has to be Silver Scepter.
Oh, gotcha.
There's no Calypso. Actually, well, Calypso might be nervous I'm spectating, but I think Silver Scepter would say this. Wait.
It's Candy. It's Candy.
It's Candy? Okay, so I thought it could be Calypso, but then when they just said this, I thought, oh. I don't do well as solo wolf. Much better with a teammate, and I'd rather have the extra vote with me in case. I mean, Triscar, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but Triscar kind of feels like villagery, right? Like as Mafia, they feel a little more shut down. At least here they're doing stuff. I just don't
I
know.
have no idea. I'll be honest. There's like 2 or 3 players I don't know how to read, and Chiskar's like the top of that list. I have no idea.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think Cirque might be towny. Like usually I wouldn't. If I'm in the game, this is different. But this just feels so towny to me. I don't know if like as a
34
Mafia,
is very towny.
they're
Yeah.
thinking that 230. All of a sudden, maybe Elway's the goat. Maybe Elway is indeed the goat. I mean, look. Elway is not onto Brad, thinking he's basically wolf claiming. I will say though, it is kind of wolfy how Brad is not solving in this F3, but he's more focused on trying to get like them to cross. You know what I'm saying? Like you would expect Brad to at least
Don't go down that path. Don't go down that path, Aro. Come on. Don't go
no,
down.
I mean, I'm just saying it is a wolfy mindset in F3, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, you got to remember in F3, no matter what you are,
Mm-hmm.
the objective is the same for wolves and villagers, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you view yourself as clear,
Yeah.
you just don't want to get voted
But that's true.
if
But if you
if
don't
you
get,
think you're clear.
but if you don't, but Benny, there's a two-step process, right? Even if he doesn't get
Sure.
voted, he then has to find the mafia, right? So,
He still
so
has to find it. Yes, of
yeah,
course. Yeah.
yeah. And Cirque says, I know, but you would. Okay, I kind of think Cirque is town now. You know what's funny? I did think Cirque wasn't with Drake either. I thought their early interactions, day one, were not partnering. But like now, I'm just. It might be Triscar, maybe? Like Triscar all of a sudden just said they didn't like Candy ISO or
I,
Cirque.
I think it might be Tris. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
And then
if you
Tris
look
says a
back at
lot of fluff and Brad
like Drake's
ISO.
post day one,
Yeah.
Hyena kind of Hyena doesn't really suss a lot, but if I had to lean before they died, they probably were leading Source for the record.
See, but Triscar, like I've seen Triscar as like Mafia before, and they were like more shut down. It like maybe I'm just the bar is too low for them right now, right? Which is why maybe now that I'm raising the bar, I'm thinking okay, maybe it could be Triscar. Like something feels off. You're doing things, but it feels tilted. Okay, that's kind of a weird read though. I don't even know if that makes sense. You're doing things, but you seem tilted-ish. That's like a nothing burger. Wow. How much time is left on the clock? 7 minutes left. That timer's gonna be up there very soon. Oh my god, this is huge. Sure, but I don't like bussing. So do you want to keep trying to force an argument? And here's the thing, right? I don't think Cirque is Mafia trying to bark up Brad if they inevitably know that they would be end up voting Triscar. And right, Triscar is kind of prefacing their voting
Yeah.
Cirque. So to me, Cirque doesn't feel like they are playing as Mafia, or they at least they are not. They're being audacious if they're Mafia, right? They're pulling a
There's
refugee
no
audacity type of play.
there's no appeal to like Tris to
Exactly.
try to get that sus onto Brad
Onto
as well.
Brad. Exactly, exactly. And Cirque is not even like, and Cirque is also kind of going against Brad in a way that's not good for her if she knows,
Yeah,
right, that
right.
Triss is going to go against them, right? So it's just not. I don't know the word for it, but they're just not playing. If they're mafia to that
Okay.
mafia motivation.
44.
Yeah.
44 is extremely valedictory.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Cirque just immediately just transcended to the uber
44?
towniness in this. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And here we go. Huge, massive plays. Is Cirque gonna get this off? Remember, guys, we saw Calypso before clutch in this
I don't know
town
about that
turbo
one.
commentary. We've seen Calypso clutch in the earlier games when they were PR. They actually voted the Mafia but way back a couple weeks ago. Can they do it again here? Can Cirque or Calypso, who we suspect it is, show up here big time on the prime time stage? Triscar, this is also my usual cue to poke at people. I've had a fair few try to pocket me with time reads when most find it very hard to read me. But this is also hard to fake. See, now all of a sudden Triscar is it's interesting though because
I think yeah.
see, here's the thing. I think Elway could be goaded. I do think there's a chance it could be Brad. I think Calypso has transcended, and if Triscar votes Brad here, I would say it's probably Brad, but let's see. By the way, I have who I'm going to hammer already, so like, yeah. So here's the thing. I think it's I'm back to Triscar though. I'm back to Triscar, but I think Triscar's kind of balancing both, right? Like Triscar is kind of poking at Calypso, but at the same time they're also trying to like open the door for Brad. So it's weird.
Yeah, the way it works for me is like if it's Brad, it's funny as hell. If it's Cersei, it's good for my ego, and if it's Triscar, I probably just shrug.
Yeah,
That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Were you suspecting Brad? I forgot.
Brad felt like he was being very passive, which is weird for him. But he said he was feeling a little. But admittedly, I'm out. This is my first game back after like a 3-month self ban. So I blew up.
Drake Marshall voted Brad too, right? Drake Marshall's only vote was actually not on. Drake Marshall voted everyone in the F3 except Triscar. They voted Cirque and Brad. So,
yeah, but to Betty's point, like it would be an incredible meta break. If Brad wants to give up it. Brad would have to give up his flawless moon for it to be him. So I'm Cersei Triscar, Brad in that order.
Yeah, I think Triscar is the person I would kill here, in my opinion. Now, I think Cirque's had a couple of towny posts. We highlighted some of them. There's one thing I want to mention too, right? To your point, Johnny, and I think it was actually a good point you brought up. If Brad is breaking the meta, why do it for a silly town turbo game? You know what I mean? Or why do it for a silly turbo game?
Well,
you know what I mean?
I gotta be honest. Cersei's 248 looks really wolfy. I hate that post.
248.
Oh, I rescind my town read on you. Like
No, they were talking about the past though, right? I think you're missing the context. Is that was a response to like they were saying I rescinded my tower on you, and they feel it wasn't pocketing, and this is
Is 251 real though? I mean that's the one that I read like
like I'm kind of
seriously.
Oh,
lost just because I thought I would die. Oh
251.
yeah, that is kind of weird. I don't know why they would. Oh, I think maybe the thinking to vid shot perhaps, or are they referring to that from the F4 because
Yeah,
if it's from the if
Brad
it's from
picked
the
up on it too.
one Earth.
Oh, we got. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I'm interested in a response. If it is from the F4 to F3, oh, and Triscarva and
Oh,
Brad,
Triscar vote.
oh, massive play! Oh, this is huge!
Wow.
What's gonna happen here? Is there an
Wow.
ag? Is there an ag?
I'm
3 seconds.
I'm kind of
There's no
I'm kind of
vote.
shocked to be honest.
There's no new post. This is a
Circus
massive.
That's
Act.
back to Cersei
There's an
because
ag.
there's no.
It's
Wait,
Cersei.
it is.
It's Brad.
How the hell does
It's
how the
Brad.
hell does Triscar make that vote after 251? Holy sh! Or
That
250?
that is
Holy.
massive. What a game-changing play! And oh my god, 3 minutes left and counting.
Holy
If,
shit!
you know
It's
what?
Triscar.
I don't know if Triscar makes that vote though. That is such a bizarre vote. You know what though? You know what?
It's Triscar.
It's
Dude.
Triscar, though.
Are you
It's
crazy?
It's Triscar.
I think I'm just falling for the audacity player. But yeah, I look. I just can't help but think that Brad would have voted Cirque there, and Triscar if Mafia made it perhaps a misplay there. And you know what? Actually, Triscar voting early is actually Wolf.
Look at 260. Look at 260.
Yeah.
See
I
right
hate-
through that.
I hate that post so much. Like, no, Cersei
No.
was leading on voting Triscar. That's
No,
bullshit.
okay.
I don't believe him.
No, but they say okay.
No,
Triscar
but that's
does
not
this-
true. The entire F3, Cirque is talking and grilling Brad, right?
Yeah.
So this Triscar vote totally plays into what Cirque is talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, Benny was. Oh, if we believe Brad, he said he was about to vote Cersei.
Looks at the wristband that has.
Did you say like? Did you read 262?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
basically
yeah.
saying. That's saying he was about to
You're
vote Cersei.
Oh my
Oh
god.
shit.
Dude,
Thank
wait,
God. Thank
Cersei,
God.
because-
Come on, Brad.
Wait, looks at the wrist has WWBD tattooed.
Oh God.
Okay,
Thank you for not ignoring me, Brad.
No,
Come
Brad.
on,
Okay,
come
no,
on.
Brad is a fantastic. It's Triscar. Yep. It's Triscar. Guys, I'm sold. By the way, I was gonna say this too. Triscar is actually a town they rarely vote, and especially in F3s, they would always hold on to the vote. So I was gonna say them voting actually when they did, even though the vote was like a weird vote to make because Brad was for sure gonna vote Cersei. It is actually a Wolfie vote in terms of the timing of it. I think Triscar is Calypso gonna do great. Calypso, if you're watching this, I believe in you. We all believe in you. Come on. Can Calypso do it? Can they win it for town again like they've done in the past? The beauty of Trish hasn't placed a single vote aside from this one, and all of a sudden,
Wait, is that true?
it is true. Trish didn't vote day one either. I do think I think it's just Triscar. Look at the vote history. They did not vote Triscar. I think it is just Triscar. Can they do it? This is common for me. See, that's the thing though. It is common for just for no voting, but they voted so quick into F3. It is just bizarre. So yeah,
Didn't they? First vote was in 5 minutes. So I don't think it was that quick.
No, it was 3 minutes though. But the point is they'll wait till like under 1 minute. I mean, guys, when we're talking about being quick, or slow, these guys wait under 1 minute to vote. This is 3 minutes is nothing, man. 3 minutes is probably like a what is it called? Light speed or something. You know what I mean? So this is taking its sweet time. And here's Calypso. Calypso, you gotta vote, right? Last time Benny, they voted with 1 second. You remember that? Here we go again.
Yeah,
18 seconds, 17 seconds. Are they gonna give it the time? I think they're gonna go Tris. Hey Brad, why do you think I'm Vidge? Oh my god. What are you asking these questions? Do you think you're getting an answer in 10 seconds? No, you're not. Calypso, you gotta make the vote. You were right at the Tris. They were voting to Brad because you were gonna vote to Brad.
Oh, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain.
Are they gonna get it? Is it gonna rain or not? Is Calypso gonna get it?
We still have a minute and a half.
They didn't get it.
We're still okay.
They didn't get it. No, it randed. It randed. Oh no, Calypso! Oh my god! Calypso!
Kaboom!
Calypso!
Brad's still playing polar as fuck.
Calypso does it again! Unbelievable! With a tenth of a second remaining! Clutch! Oh my god! What a play by Triscar! And they win another date in the Lone Star State! A massive play by Cirque and Calypso! I can't.
Alright, it's almost 1 o'clock. I'm going to bed.
Good night, Johnny.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, and GG's. What a game. Are you kidding me? I thought it randed. I didn't even see the vote go through. Wow. Yep, and Calypso says nice 2-2 on being the judge in F3. Yeah, so Cirque is definitely Calypso. Yeah, yeah. Wow. I am in disarray. I am in shock. I mean, look, if Triss doesn't vote there, I just think Triss is gonna win the right. I mean, it seemed like Brad for sure was going to vote. Um, for sure was gonna vote Cirque there. Wow, Calypso, what a massive performance! Another clutch in the F3. I mean, a tenth of a second, really. I mean, this is at the same time. Buzzer beater.
Yeah,
Wow.
the vote was posted at 58. That's incredible.
So, I mean, Rem and Moonwing Hyena, I know you guys are here. You guys have any thoughts? I mean, an incredible ending. I mean, it's always like this on these primetime games. Talk to me, guys. What are you guys feeling? What are you guys thinking? No, they have no thoughts? Oh, Hyena says their mic isn't working. Hold on. Yep, no worries, Hyena. Rem, I know you're here. I mean, if you have any thoughts or anything you want to say. Wow. GG's well played. GG's well played indeed. Yeah, so Benny, I mean, sometimes it just gets overcomplicated, right? You tend to tinfoil the Brad thing, right? I mean, it's so funny. We were just talking about how Brad is always going to die in going to the night. There's no point in sleeping in the F4, right? But dang, it seemed like, to my own thought, sleeping ended up helping. It got rid of Hyena, who I probably would have been scum reading a lot, and just opened up the door for Chiskar, and it was massive there.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Mm.
It's one of those things.
Oh, they forgot to
I
assign
wonder if
it. So Triscar forgot to make the kill. That is why Hyena died. So it wasn't a planned play. Wow. That is crazy.
I wonder. I was having issues with assigning the Vig.
Mm.
I would have to refresh 2 or 3 times before my action would stick. I wonder if that may have happened to them.
Yeah, yeah. That is incredible.
I think that happened to you once too.
Oh, for sure. I, I mean, it happened to me several times. There was one time where I ended up shooting my green check, basically, because I, it just, like, the placeholder was on them. And so when I was, like, switching, I did it once, and then it seemed like it didn't go through, and I was like, oh my god. This is incredible. Absolutely insane. Wow. Man, it is great games, man. I love these turbos. I'm telling you, they deliver on all levels. And like Benny, and I don't know if you're there, but talked about it too. You were a great team player, team leader day one. Did a really good job being, creating that cohesion, getting it onto Drake Marshall, right, making it count. So massive plays there. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's interesting
Yeah.
when you enter in late to the thread like I did.
Yeah. No, and you did a good job. I
But
mean, you
somehow
had
my reads were pretty
We're
good.
pretty good, and it's funny too. Actually, I was kind of onto Artsy because I was like, "Damn, Artsy's having good reads," but these kind of feel like potential TMI. Like they immediately defeated Cirque when they just came to the thread. I'm like, bro, like Cirque's like top black, and how are you defending this person? But no, they had good reads too, and sometimes it's just when you get that late game presence, there's sometimes that different perspective, right? It's a fresh perspective in a way, and so that could add so much, to the thread. So it could really have a solid
Oh,
difference.
100. Yep, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Hyena says in chat, Artsy had a good opening on Day One Arrow. I mean, I thought they had like reads that like I thought felt like TMI. So that's just a shout out to how good Artsy was in their reads, right? I mean, talk about some of the town reads on Circuit, for
Oh
example.
my god. The shot on me was randed.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, so the shot on you was randed, not the shot on. Oh, so the Hyena kill was planned, but the shot on you was randed. I see. Wow. That
Well,
is.
actually, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. That's just what Rabbit said, but I
I thought
thought.
that. Oh, I thought they were saying that. I thought the shot on Hyena was random. That would make more sense. Wow. Also, Hyena, I don't know if you have your mic working. Feel free to chat if you want. Speak your piece.
Let me look here I'll look in the host thread.
Hmm. Oh, you can see whether or not the kill, like they made a change. Yeah. Wow. Incredible gameplay. By the way, we just gotta say this too,
Wow.
guys. Stop making votes with 1 second. Though seriously, it can come back and bite you one day. You gotta make those votes with at least like a minute left. You know, like if you're the decider, at least make it with a minute, because 1 second leaving it that much time on the line, it's just you don't have a chance. And there's too much pressure.
Yeah. So the shot on me was indeed randed, but
Yeah.
the shot on Hyena was submitted.
Wow. Crazy. So lucky kill on you then in a way, right? I mean, it helped. It
Yep.
removed the PR claim from the POE, and then the hyena kill though. You know, I still think Brad kill was a safe one. I don't know if Triscar necessarily gets found in the hyena and Cirque. There's a potential where Cirque gets suspected, but damn, that
Yeah.
is crazy.
I I had I had Hyena as clear overnight. I initially submitted my shot on them night two,
Hmm.
but I had them as clear after I reread their ISO,
Mm.
and it was very clear to me that they knew that I was the Vig.
Yeah, so because they knew you were Vig, that's why you felt that you would have done that one. So show me what
Yeah.
that poster was, right? Because I kind of thought Hyena.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know they voted Drake, but then they defended them right after Talbot. So to me, it was weird. And
It
so
was day two,
okay,
and
okay,
post 155,
mhm,
Hyena says they've got a town read on me,
mhm.
and then they follow it up in
Oh,
160.
I'm not explaining my Benny Town read yet. I
Yep,
see.
yep.
So
I was
that's
very obviously like,
a
I
PR
know.
read. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I see. So yeah, Benny, it's kind of funny too because I saw you make that comment to Elway, and you're like, "Oh, this is PR." I'm like, "Oh my god, that was either like a scummy comment from Benny, or he's just having fun with it." So yeah, like I even reference that sometimes you like to do that kind of fun stuff,
Yep.
you know. So yeah.
It was a sincere read that I thought that she was voted for that though,
Yeah, yeah.
because I feel like villagers are going to be more likely to look at the setup
Yeah, yeah.
than the wolf is. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
Benny. Sorry, real quick. People are saying they want to join DVC, but apparently it is currently locked. I suppose because the
Oh,
game ended. So
yeah.
if
I'll
people,
fix that.
yeah,
I'll be right back.
I don't have perms. He will open. Yeah, great game. Yep, there we go. And we can lock it right afterwards too. I don't think there's another turbo game. Oh, hello, Hyena. Welcome. Oh, hello, Triscar. Hello, Carnus. Was Carnus? Wait, no, Carnus is in Calypso. Wait, is Carnus Calypso? I don't know. Carnus, are you Candy? Oh, Carnus is Calypso. Oh, wait, so you made your alt Discord 4 years ago? Damn, good stuff. Oh, greetings. Hello, Triscar. How are you doing? Hello, Artsy. Good to see you. Oh, this is your main Discord? Wait, what? Oh, so you've been on an alt the entire time? Oh, wait, that's so crazy. So you joined on an alt and then you, damn. Oh, you rebranded. By the way, Calypso, I just want to say, great job. Clutch again in the F3, right? We talked about the last time you were in this situation on this primetime stage. But gotta just say this, Calypso, you gotta vote with at least a minute left, right? Don't let it get to that 1 second, 2 second, because you never know what can happen with the site. And it just leaves so much not in your hands sometimes. So you just gotta be more careful there. But really good job finding it out and doing a great job. But yeah, just vote ASAP when you do it. Yeah. By the way, Artsy, I just want to give you a shout out. I thought you were potentially Wolfie because of TMI early in day one. That's why I kind of had you in the POA afterwards. But you're just good with the sauce. Good read on Cirque when you had it. I thought it was just so odd when you came into thread so late and had that town read on Cirque, and they were top wagon. Hello, Hyena.
There we go.
Oh, hello, Triscar.
Greetings.
Greetings. Yeah, thoughts on the game? I mean, I know you were in the Wolf in the F3, so talk about how you felt and.
Man, I did not join this wine to be a Mafia this time. God damn it.
Yeah. No, you did well too. I think a lot of people kind of V-read you. I mean, even I had V-read you in the beginning too. Obviously, Calypso felt very uber towny in F3. One thing I'll mention though is I think there was a chance before you voted. Actually, I think Brad likely would have voted Cirque there. So if you wait a little bit, there's a chance that Brad just snaps Cirque there.
Eh. I mean, yes, but also then it just looks like I'm waiting for everybody else to vote, and that's meh. So
Right, but sometimes when people have their decision, especially with 2 minutes and 30 seconds, they're not going to think too much
I
about
agree.
it. And
But like,
and as you mentioned too, Triscar, right? You're a type of person who usually holds their vote very late too, right? So it's not it won't look bad for you, right? So
kinda. My usual MO is that I sit there and actually look at people for a good long
mm.
time and then tunnel somebody, whether
Oh,
or
I
not I'm
see.
correct. So it is
Right.
actually out of my usual play range.
Oh, I
So
see. I see. Gotcha. Nice. I think Heine is just trying to figure out Mike's situations. Oh, hello, Elway. Good to see you in the chat. Elway, I know you were pretty good with the sauce too. You know, you died day one, or night one, sorry, in honorable death. Do you have any thoughts? Any feelings? All right, what are your thoughts?
I see.
Oh, wait, you're talking about a different type of thought, huh? Oh my god.
Genuinely selected them because it'd be funny if they were Vig.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, with the claim that in the beginning. Yeah, yeah. Cirque is the wolf still. Yeah, so Elway still believes that Cirque is the wolf still. That is Elway's final thoughts. Thank you, Elway. As always, good at memeing. Elway is probably top 10 memer on MU actually. So if you ever need any memes, any recommendations, shout out to Elway. Always ask her for tips on how to be funny. She's always got you hooked up. That's so true. Yep. Oh, but yeah. I'm just leaving it to you guys if you have any thoughts and stuff. This is recorded, by the way. This will be on YouTube, so if you want to check it out, for those that were in the game and weren't here to watch the whole thing, obviously you guys can check it out. The recording will be there on YouTube. I'll post it after too for the link. But yeah.
I will say my laugh out loud moment in this one was Brad's thing, and I think started day 3, where he was like, "Oh, what was it? Let me go look. Hang on. Where's Brad's ISO?"
Yeah, Benny, I do like the two shot. I do think it makes it a little less. It does help the Mafia a little bit, especially if it gets to that F4, because then Town and essentially end up getting like 6 kills, right? Which in a 10-player setup is pretty insane, right? But I think the odds of that, I mean, it's funny. I was saying even pregame, like the odds of that are somewhat low of that happening, of Vigi being alive. Well, technically you died night 2, so that was true, but of Vigi surviving both nights and them and Mafia both shooting different targets, right? Because if you cross, it doesn't matter. But I think it's just good just to ensure that that doesn't happen. But if you're 2 shot and you cross, it's a huge, it's a massive blow for the Vig.
I don't think
No,
it
it
was
makes
that
sense.
rare. I mean, it's not like obviously it's not like every game,
Yeah, yeah.
but I mean, you think about it, Vig hunting is much more difficult than Jote because you don't have peaks to go off of, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You do make a good point about sometimes the Vig and the wolves can cross,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, my point is, it happened often enough that I feel like those F4s are just so tough for wolves. Like it's
No, I agree, because in reality the Vig just, I mean, if the Vig is alive, right, and it's an F4 and they have 2 kills, you just need one town, and then you just bang the other. It's basically auto. I mean, as we mentioned too, right, 6 kills is pretty ridiculous for a town to have in a 10-player game. So
and then imagine if you have something like Brad alive in an F4 like that, and he's not the Vig. It's
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, that was your laugh out loud moment. Has a name that everyone knows on the site. Oh, hi, Brad. Me. Who the F are you? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it was pretty last minute.
That was actually kind of, it's so funny that I thought for sure Circo would know, like, because they mentioned they're in alt, and I was like, oh, I thought they for sure would know that that's a Brad account, because he tends to play on that too, especially on the turbos late in it.
I think I've seen most of Brad's alt accounts at this point. That's definitely not one of them.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, and then that's his main go-to recently in turbos. That and ice.
Can anyone really have seen all of Brad's alt accounts?
I mean, you have it in the flavor, so it's there for the taking.
I think I've seen like 4 or 5 at this point. If he has more, I'll be impressed, but
he does.
All right, I don't know if Hein is joining. I think they had some technical issues. So I'll probably wrap this up. You guys, any last thoughts? But this is fun. If there's a round two, I'll probably commentate it. But yeah, I'll upload this to YouTube shortly. And yes, Calypso, I do have a YouTube, but you'll see the link when I post the video for it. So, oh wow, that is impeccable timing. Okay, Heina, welcome. I was just about to head off, and now you joined. So, you got any thoughts?
If you are talking, we cannot hear you, by the way.
Nope.
No.
You know, Heine, you should just use your phone. If you have Discord on your phone.
You're good. Tech stuff happens.
What you can
Did
do...
everybody have fun?
Yeah, I had fun. It was fun to commentate. It actually been a while since I'd done this, so it was good.
Good.
I got to vote a wolf day one and then shoot nips. So
Yeah.
it's an ideal game right there.
Oh, Calypso just said, yeah, that's cool. So Johnny the Salt Man, you know, it's funny enough, as the Salt Man himself, he wasn't actually as salty over it, so it was good.
Yes. Anybody who needs to go to bed, go the fuck to bed.
Hyena said, I didn't really have anything really substantial to add. I just wanted to say I was happy that I found Benny Vidge day one. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, that was actually partly why, I mean, I don't know if you heard it, Hyena, but Benny basically was going to Vidge you, it seemed like night two, but then he saw that post around you and he felt that you had Vidge rid him, so he basically ended up going off you onto Rem. Yeah, Highness is awesome. All right, then. Well, good stuff, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining for this awesome game of Turbo on Mafia Universe. We'll see you guys back for another game. Peace.
Thanks, Darryl.
Fun.
Sorry, I didn't want